Myself and Alex have come to stage 3 of the Women's Tour of Britain.
And today is an individual time trial stage, so we're going to head out and pick out all of the cool time trial tech that we can get our hands on.
Should we make it a bit of a competition, Alex?
Yeah,
Who can find the coolest bit of tech?
Should we do it?
Let's go. Check this out, the Vision carbon chainset. I mean, how aerodynamic does that look? And it's also paired with a 54-tooth chain ring when the riders are flying on the course. Another interesting thing I spotted on this bike is cable-actuated disc brakes opposed to hydraulic, which most of the other teams are using here.
Check this out, it's the Lapierre Air Storm DRS, and there is loads of cool stuff going on this bike. First up, on the handlebars, we've got our skateboard grip tape to help make sure the rider's hands aren't going to slip off of the handlebars. Then interestingly, something I've just spotted is that there's a tiny little spacer just underneath the original spacer for the handlebars, just to help them get the position just right for the rider. The front wheel is so cool. I mean, I really like how good the tri-spoke looks, especially with the disc rotor in the centre. And across here on the fork leg, we've got the race timing chip, which is covered with a little section of latex inner tubes to help smooth the airflow over that to help improve the speed of the rider. And interestingly on this bike, we've got a 25mm Continental GP 5000 tyre on the front, running an inner tube, and I'm told by the mechanic that is a latex inner tube. And at the rear of the bike, on the disc wheel, we have a larger volume 28mm tyre, and this is in fact one of the prototype versions of the GP 5000S TR tyre that launched just a few weeks ago. And I'm told the rear tyre is being run tubeless with some sealant inside it, because that is the fastest setup for this bike. Looking side on at the bike, we can see how the UCI's relaxed ruling over the frame's width and length profiles have really allowed manufacturers to use different designs that previously wouldn't have been possible to try and improve the aerodynamics of frame sets as much as they can.
So the next bit of tech I found is on this Cannondale Super Slice, and it's actually on the handlebars. On these Vision handlebars, you can see at the very top we've got these red mounts, and these basically allow the riders to make micro adjustments. And instead of having lots of different spaces that the riders have to take out and put new ones in to get the position just right, these things make it very easy to make those little adjustments to get that position just right. Okay, next up we've got the Bianchi Aquila of Team Bike Exchange, and we've got quite a few bits of tech on here. And we're going to start off with the tyres. They're running the Pirelli Race TLR SL, so the super lightweight ones with latex inner tubes inside. Also, big fan of these very aerodynamic handlebars, the Vision Metron TT bars that are carefully designed to improve the airflow around the rider's arms. And one last thing that I very much enjoy is how they've carefully matched the latex inner tube to match the colour of the bike around the timing chip. Rate that. Another thing I've spotted on SD Works team car is the riders' spare bikes on the roof for the time trial stage. Now, even the best teams in the world don't have the luxury of having 2 time trial bikes. So on a stage like today, if anything happens, they're going to have to jump on their spare road bike, which could be quite detrimental to their time. But that bike still does look pretty quick, and the paint job, oh, beautiful.
I've just stopped by the Team DSM mechanics truck, and this Scott Plasma has caught my eye for quite a number of reasons actually. Firstly, we can see the riders are using the Elite Chrono CX water bottle, which you wouldn't normally see on a race bike, but because they're using it on a time trial, it does mean they've got the option of having a drink should they need it, and it's the most aerodynamic water bottle system that you could use. Now also on this bike, we can see they've got grip tape similar to what lots of teams are using, but if we move to the back of the bike, there are some really cool, interesting shapes going on with the profile and angle of the tubes, and the way the seat stays come up to meet the seat tube is really cool. And I really like the cross section of the frame here, designed to improve the airflow over the rear wheel. And the chainstays have got a really unique shape, something that I've not actually seen on many frames before. And I know this isn't a brand new frame out, but it's really interesting to see it, particularly with the rear wheel removed from the bike. And we can see the design and shapes designed to try and improve airflow again around the rear wheel.
Not specifically time trial tech, but how cool is this mechanics truck? It literally has everything they need to fix the bike. Any mechanical occasion, they can fix it in that truck. And got some pretty cool gadgets there and some cute little pictures of the mechanics family in case he gets homesick.
Something I spotted a few weeks ago being used in Paris-Roubaix was this neat little chain catcher device, specifically designed to be used with 1x chainring setups. And I've also seen at today's stage and the women's tour, lots of riders using them on their 1x setups on their time trial bikes, specifically some of the Trek Segafredo riders on their SRAM 1x chain sets, because lots of riders are aware of the aerodynamic advantage to be had by not running a 2x setup on their bike to help ride a little bit faster.
Another little gadget I found in the mechanics truck is this, and this is basically to set the rider's cleats up in exactly the same position as their previous shoes. So throughout the season, riders will go through a few pairs of cleats, and these riders, they spend hours and hours every day riding their bikes, and they notice little changes. So it's good to have consistency, and with this tool, they can get the exact same setup on their shoe every time, and it's even been engraved with a mechanic's name on the front.
So I've just been working my way around the pits, picking out all of the cool tech and the best time trial stuff I can find. And I've just been chatting to one of the team mechanics who informs me that they don't actually have an official team bike sponsor for their time trial bikes. And as such, they're free to use whatever brands and manufacturer of bike that they deem is the fastest for each individual rider. And as such, they're using lots of different manufacturers rather than just sticking to one. This is a really interesting point because it means they have the opportunity to potentially gain an advantage over their competitors who are having to use the equipment supplied by their sponsors.
Oh, Alex, that was so good.
Oh, it's been so good picking out all the latest and greatest time trial tech out of the women's tour, but everyone's starting to pack up.
I know, well, it's a good job we got in there and got all the hot tech before they left.
It is a good job, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give it a big thumbs up, and of course, let us know in the comments section down below what bit of tech you thought was the best. Right, should we go?
Let's go.
See ya.